What's up, superfans? It is BitNerd from Superheroes Ultimate. Comic-Con is finally over. New York Comic-Con has just passed, and we're gonna finally review the Venom movie. Now, I did go see it twice. I saw it before New York Comic-Con, and I saw it after New York Comic-Con. I just finished watching it this morning, and I will say that the second time, I actually enjoyed it a little bit more than the first time. But without further ado, if you're new to this channel, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications button so you can stay updated in the here and now in the superhero world. Warning, the following video does contain spoilers, so if you've not seen the movie, pause it, hit the subscribe button, and check out in the description below where I actually did an entire breakdown on what the Venom movie is about. This is actually a cool video that you can watch prior to watching the movie so you could better understand where the source material actually came from. Venom is back! And no, there is no Spidey involved. Right off the bat, there is no Spider-Man involved with this entire movie. Is that a bad thing? Not really, actually. Not really. I'm actually not disappointed with the movie itself. Now, I will nitpick with certain things of this movie. I will say that the beginning did drag quite a bit. It took a bit long to get to the actual symbiote action. But once the action did pop up in the movie, it just was pretty damn fun to watch. With the action scenes were very good, the fight scenes were very good, and as soon as Venom, the full-blown Venom, hit the screen, you're gonna be happy. You're definitely gonna be happy with seeing Venom on the big screen. That was one of my biggest things. Is I was worried if they're gonna do that cheesy Spider-Man 3 Tobey Maguire, like, oh, that Venom. Everybody wants to forget about the Venom. That's actually one of the reasons why I had the low expectations, is because of that Venom that we have seen in the past. Now, I will say that I did see a lot of influence of the MCU style in this movie, which I am very cool with. One of my pet peeves with this movie was that the writing wasn't that great, which it was just funny and kind of ironic because the Lethal Protector of Venom, the comic actually wasn't that great either. The writing wasn't actually that great, but everybody wanted to see Venom. That's what they wanted to see. And if you are a Venom fan, I will say that you will be happy with this movie. It will be entertaining. It will drag a little bit in the beginning, but it's actually kind of worth the wait. And for a lot of people that don't know the comics, they don't know who Venom is, or they're just watching Venom for the very first time or learning who Venom is, they kind of had to drag it a little bit and put some type of story in there in the beginning of the movie. I personally didn't give a crap. I'm one of those fans that just wanted to go straight to the action, but I know it is necessary to have that type of style in a movie, to have some type of beginning to it. Now, was this movie worth the wait? Did it hold up to par? Yes and no. Is it up to the caliber of what Infinity War was? Did we see some of the characters that we wanted to see from the comics? Did we see the villains that we wanted to see? I will say that as far as the villains were okay. I don't think they were amazing or an incredible thing to see. I mean, when I did see it on screen, he looked very cool. The fight scene was awesome. I did like that fight scene, but it took a long time for it to actually show up. Like I said, it does drag a little bit, but when the action hits, it hits. The action is on point. The CGI wasn't that bad. Tom Hardy is actually one of the things that I'm really happy about, is that his performance is actually what nailed this movie. Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock is what actually made this movie great. Now, is this movie to the caliber of an MCU movie like Infinity War? I'll say a flat out no. It is not to the caliber. Is it decent? Yes. Can you watch this again and still be entertained? Yes, I did. I watched it twice, and actually the second time, I actually enjoyed it the second time a little bit more. I did catch on to some things as far as how many symbiotes there are, and I did only count 4 symbiotes. They did take the MCU route in which we all thought that we were going to see Scream as one of the villains, and we never saw Scream in the entire film. So Scream was not there at all. Maybe they're saving her for the second film, and we're going to get a lot more symbiotes. Now, this movie does actually set up an amazing sequel. It sets up an amazing sequel, which leads me to the post-credit scene. The post-credit scene totally blew my mind, and Woody Harrelson as Carnage is freaking awesome. He is an amazing actor, and him portraying Carnage and portraying an insane Carnage is going to be cool. What does worry me is that it's not going to be rated R. Having Carnage as a character kind of needs a rated R movie because he is violent as hell. He eats people. He plays with their guts. I mean, he is basically Marvel's version of the Joker. He is sick as hell, and he's extremely dangerous, and he does presume a very powerful villain to Venom and Spider-Man. Now, the sequel may actually be the connection to Spider-Man in there. Was not having Spider-Man in the movie at all an issue? Honestly, it wasn't. And the main reason that I actually came to the conclusion that it's not a big deal is because technically that big white thing over here, the Venom logo that we all know, it only showed up because, yes, Venom was originally with Peter Parker first in the comics. This is the comic source. Now they took that out of the equation, and he still has the eyes, he still has the teeth and everything, because the symbiotes are actually all like that. So technically all we're missing from the Spider-Man story is that logo that right there, and how Spider-Man and Venom could still be enemies and then still be on the same team later on. It can still work. It's going to be original to the movie basically, while still using source material. We still saw source material, we still saw the Life Foundation, we still saw trees, we still saw a lot of the things that I actually explained in that previous video that explains where all the things are coming from for this movie. So take a look at the description below. I put the link right there so you guys can go check it out prior to the movie so you can actually understand where everything is coming from. Did we see all the symbiotes? No. Did the end credit scene completely soup me up for a sequel? Yes. The first end credit was definitely what made the whole movie. The second end credit, not so much, but it actually might be a way in which they can tie in the Tom Holland Spider-Man and the Venom by suggesting the multiverse type of thing, or the Spideyverse as they call it. So, was this movie worth the watch? Yes, go get your butt over there and watch this movie because it's definitely worth the watch. Actually, go watch it twice. It's still entertaining. It has good amount of humor. It has a good amount of action. The writing, honestly, wasn't impressive at all. A little bit corny at some jokes here and there. A little bit corny on some of the lines. Did Tom Hardy nail Venom? Yes, he definitely nailed it as Venom. And yeah, good. That's basically all I have to say about it. Watch the end credit. It's the most exciting thing, honestly, in the whole movie. And I'll see you in the next. And of course, super fans, if you want to be entered to win the Captain Marvel, boom, statue from my private collection, hit the subscribe button and comment below. Until
the next, this is Fit Nerd, over and out.
Three, two, one,